It's about being authentic, it's about being consistent, and it is about being courageous. It's about believing not just in others, but in ourselves. It's about showing up every day, ready to take the next step, no matter how daunting. We may not all walk across the tight ropes, but in our own ways, we can inspire those around us to take that leap of faith just as we do. Leadership is not about commanding others. It's about inspiring them to become better. Whether we are parents, or we colleagues, or volunteers, all of us in one way or another, we are all leaders. True leadership starts with us, with our actions, our habits, and our mindset. When we understand the power of 3 simple habits, we can transform not just how others behave, but also the outcomes achieved together. The first habit is to stop blaming. Let's think about the last time we blamed someone for a mistake. Did it improve the situation? Probably not. When we blame, it triggers defensiveness, shutting down problem solving. Imagine this, when we point fingers at a co-worker for missing a deadline or at a child for forgetting a task, we don't encourage accountability. Instead, we create fear and avoidance. Research shows that in blame-free environments, people admit mistakes more willingly and learn from them. Blame only destroys trust, and blame kills teamwork. And without trust, leadership is just a title. The second habit is to look in the mirror. Often, when things go wrong, we are quick to see how others contributed, but slow to see our own role. Let's take an example. Imagine we send out 100 invitations for an event, but the response is dismal. Our first instinct might be to criticize the person who prepared them. But what if we pause and think, did I communicate the instructions clearly? Could I have done something to prevent this? When we reflect on our role, we open the door to improvement, not just for ourselves, but for everyone involved. Leaders who admit their own shortcomings inspire others to do the same. The third habit is to engineer solutions. Often we blame people for recurring problems when the real issue lies in the system or environment. During the World War II, many plane crashes were mistakenly attributed to pilot error, but further investigations revealed that confusing cockpit design were the real culprits. By redesigning the controls, crashes dramatically reduced. Similarly, as leaders, we need to ask, where did the process break down, rather than whose fault is this? Imagine a workplace where deadlines are constantly missed. Instead of blaming the team, we could evaluate whether the timeline was realistic or the resources were adequate. By addressing these factors, we lead with solutions rather than accusation. When we apply these habits, stopping blame, looking inward, and focusing on systems, we set an example that others naturally follow. Leadership is not about perfection, it is about modeling accountability. If we want our children, co-workers, or community members to take responsibility, we must first show them what it looks like. When we hold ourselves accountable, we earn the moral authority to encourage others to do the same. Leadership is a quality we all value. Whether we are leading a powerful organization, or guiding a group of friends, or simply making everyday decisions. Leadership is not about titles or positions. It's about the impact we create. the energy we bring, and the trust we inspire in others. Let's talk about what makes great leaders and how we can all cultivate these traits in ourselves. First, think about energy. Have you ever around someone who lifts your spirits just by being present? Have you ever observed that? That's the kind of positive energy great leaders bring. When we radiate this positivity, we encourage everyone around us to feel the same way. Imagine a football team with a coach who constantly complains. How could the team ever perform well? Now picture a coach who cheers for every small victory, even during tough times. That's the kind of leader who brings out the best in others. When we stay optimistic, even in challenging moments, we boost morale and show our team that success is within reach. Proactivity. Proactivity is another hallmark of a great leader. When problem arises, it's tempting to point fingers, but great leaders focus on finding solutions. Delegation is a skill we often overlook. It's not about handling of work we don't want to do. It's about trusting others to contribute their strength. We have all felt the urge to do everything ourselves, thinking no one else could do it as well. But true leadership is about empowering others. Think of a music conductor. They don't play every instrument, but guide the orchestra to create harmony. When we delegate, we allow others to shine, and together we achieve more than ever could alone. Being approachable is just as important. A leader who listens creates a space where everyone feels valued. Imagine working in a place where you can't voice your concerns because of fear. Such an environment stifles creativity and growth. But when leaders are open and willing to listen, they inspire trust and make it easier for everyone to work toward a common goal. It's not about always having the answers. It's about being there for team. Leading by example is another non-negotiable trait. Think about someone you respect deeply. Chances are they don't just tell you what to do, they show you. On the other hand, leaders who expect hard work but don't put in the effort themselves quickly lose respect. When we lead with actions, we earn the trust and commitment of our team. Accountability is the cornerstone of trust in leadership. If we make a mistake, owning up to it shows strength, not weakness. When we hold ourselves accountable, we create a culture of honesty and reliability. Finally, decisiveness is a quality every leader must possess. Decisions aren't always easy and we may not always get them right. But hesitation can cause confusion and weaken a team. Imagine a ship captain unsure whether to steer left or right in a storm. The crew would lose confidence and chaos would follow. Even if we later find a decision was wrong, sticking with it shows our team that we are confident and committed. Mistakes can be corrected, but indecision can be disastrous. Leadership in today's world is not about wearing a cape or commanding an army. It is about adapting, connecting, and daring to be different in fast-changing, unpredictable world. Many of us still imagine leaders as all-knowing superheroes, confidently solving problems and inspiring followers from a pedestal. But that image belongs to another era. The challenges we face today are far too complex for one individual to handle alone. Leadership now requires new skills, a fresh mindset, and a willingness to step into uncharted territory. Let's think about the people we interact with every day. Are they all like us? Do they share our background? Or do they share our opinions? Or do they share our comfort zones? If the answer is yes, we might be missing out on the richness that diversity brings. True leaders don't surround themselves with mirrors. They build windows to different perspectives. Imagine a workplace or a community where everyone thinks and acts the same. Innovation dies and problem solving becomes stagnant. Great leaders cultivate relationships with people who are different from them, different in culture, different in experience, and even ways of thinking. This diversity is not just about inclusion, it's about finding better solutions because of those differences. There is also something courageous about leadership that we can all learn from. Leadership is not about sticking to what has always worked. It's about daring to leave the comfort zone and try something new, even if it might fail. Think about how hard it is to let go of a successful habit, strategy, or practice. But great leaders do it because they know that success today doesn't guarantee success tomorrow. Courage is not about being fearless, it's about acting in spite of fear. Even when people around us might say, that's a crazy idea, or it will never work. It's about having the stamina to stay true to a vision even when it's uncomfortable. We have seen companies and organizations that seemed unstoppable but fell because they didn't adapt to change. Leaders in these cases often rely too much on past success. But those who thrive are the ones who dare to ask, what can stop doing today to make room for something better tomorrow?